Okay, so I've got a Nissan Silvia S14 and replaced the rotors and pads, and doing so I found out that the caliper seal leaked, so I've got a rebuild kit. So I'm just going to take it all apart again and redo the seals. So for those that don't know, to do this we just need to take the pins out, and that will free up the caliper. Because I'll be actually removing it to work inside. Just need to remove the banjo for the brake fluid line, and then there's also the parking brake, which is basically the carrier holder is bolted on here, and you can actually just see the cable down here. It's just connected there. And basically when you take this off and take this off, it frees it up so you can remove the cable from the latch. By the way, these are 14mm. I'll leave it in place for now. This the brake, or is it the brake cable for the parking brakes, also 14mm. And then there's the banjo itself, which is 12mm. Oh, be careful, there's a little copper washer on this one, so you don't want to lose that. I've already bled what was left of the fluid. So just put that down there for now. So the caliper should just come off now. And there. I'll just try and show you. So that was the carrier, and then this is the cable which is just latched on here. So I just need to twist it around, and there it comes off, just like that. So this is the right, or driver's side, because it's the ADE, Australian Domestic Market. The brake fluid was basically leaking out the side of the piston, so I'll be taking this out and rebuilding it. Well, when I took them off, I basically thought I might as well paint them. So I've done that anti-clockwise. And just keep winding off. There we go. And it pops it out. So you can see the seals are pretty perished. To be honest, the pistons aren't in good nick either really, but inside there, that's the adjusting bolt. There's a circlip in there, and then a bit of spring, and then there's a seal at the bottom as well, so I can get to that with my circlips. Only problem is when doing the other one, I found out that, see if you can see in, basically to get in here, to get to the circlip at the bottom, I need longer circlips than this. I also need ones that aren't changeable. The tips aren't changeable because I get these pins that are sticking out and they basically get in the way of the screw mechanism, and also they're not deep enough and the handle fouls on here as well, so you kind of need to get the handle further out. Very long pins and quite narrow because you've got to be able to compress this later when reassembling. So to be honest, I'm just going to leave that for now, and hopefully just replacing the seal in here, the seal in there, cleaning it up and putting a new boot on cures my issues. So just get my circlips in here. I found that there weren't too many on the market that had small enough pins to get in the end, quite small diameter holes. And this should pop out. Maybe I'll take these off and get a better grip. Ugh, what a mess in there. So I'll just remove this washer there. Oh, it's hard as. It's pretty perished. There's actually, on the internal side, there's actually a groove, so it makes it easy to remember which way it's going back in. And then the other thing I want to replace is the seal around the outside of the chamber. Just be careful when you do this so you don't scrape the sides. But it does come out reasonably easily. Yeah, so that's all the bits out. I'll just give it a bit of a clean and then it'll be installed. Now, the kit came with some sachets. It said red and orange. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's orange and this is pink. So stuff that. It didn't even tell you what kind of grease it was. I'm using PBR rubber grease as per the service manual. A lot of people use brake fluid for the lube, but I'll just follow the manual. So I just need to remember the grooved ends internal so that it's basically wedged that way, so the larger circumference is on the inside and the smaller circumference is on the outside. Just like this, there you go. Straightforward. Just same again with a piston seal. And now just install it. Make sure you've cleaned up. With painting it, I've kind of cleaned the calipers anyway, because you don't want to get contaminants in this part. and you want to make sure it seats flush. You want to slide off all the time. Now, the easiest way I've found to do this was actually install the boot on the piston first. So it would naturally sit like that. So what I want to try and do is get this whole rubber boot over the top. And then it wouldn't basically extend like this, and then this needs to catch on the rim there. So what I found out was generally I couldn't install it like this and try and get that seated properly. So what I found was the easiest was actually just to bring this all down the piston like so, and then actually install this, or seat it should I say, and then basically press the piston in. So I'll reseat. Again, it helps the fact that the caliper's clean because I've painted it, so I'm not introducing any foreign material. That's actually seated, and now it's just a case of basically installing the piston. Just make sure you start it off straight. This time it will be clockwise. Checking I'm driving it straight. And there we go. So now all it's a case of doing is seating it properly on the piston. And there you go. It's the new boots seated properly. I'll just these adapter plates are always falling off. If you're actually doing this on the car and it's a little bit stiff, there's actually a backing plate that goes against there, so as you're driving it in clockwise, this gets turned anti-clockwise and it just braces against that plate and just drives it in. There you go.